Hello there, Leo, Leo Rising, and of course all of you Leo Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 10th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also simply follow the links below. So, what is going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, we've actually got Venus, the planet of love, harmony, affection, favor, popularity, and the finer things in life, in your ninth house, kind of being the star of the show of this week. Now, your ninth house, Aries, rules your philosophy, your higher mind, actually getting out of the mind level, your spiritual practice, as well as things that expand your world and your life experience. We talk about travel, we talk about higher education, sometimes, yes, even government or legal proceedings or affairs, or maybe even opportunities or licensing and things like that. Things that help us get a firm grasp on a bigger chunk of the world to play with. And on Monday, we've actually got Venus conjunct Chiron in this ninth house. Now, Chiron is, people call it the wounded healer. It's the asteroid that governs scars, baggage, unfinished business, things that we kind of carry with us, or things that might even set us off or be sort of a sensitive area, sort of a contusion in our energy field, if you will. And with Venus conjunct Chiron on Monday, there's a chance to actually heal a matter where there is either a sore spot or maybe some leftover emotional or spiritual pain, or maybe even leftover baggage in one of these ninth house areas. Now, this could be great news because this could maybe clear up some kind of misunderstanding or schism among friends or relatives, especially as it relates to things like philosophy, spirituality, or even ideology. Quite possibly, this could also be clearing or giving the favor of patching up or filling a void as it relates to maybe something problematic that came up over the course of a government or legal matter, or maybe even something that has been blocking you in your higher pursuits as it relates to your education, travel, or even working or connecting to people at long distances. The good news with Venus is there's a gift that comes to help erase a scar, if you, with your free will, decide that is something you can do. On Thursday, we've actually got Venus in the same area creating a T-square in your chart. This T-square is basically where Venus is going to square two areas at the same time. In this case, it's the nodes of the moon. And we actually have the North Node involved in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, Cancer, and the South Node in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your schedule, Capricorn. And what Venus does is Venus brings up an opportunity to actually advance yourself, however you are advancing yourself, whether it's your personal growth, your spiritual growth, maybe even your social standing or your social prominence. But what she's doing is she's giving you a gift that you could apply to either area. Now, the North Node is our biggest challenges and it's our biggest rewards. That's where he is in your 12th house, bringing out more of your hidden personal truth, ditching the public persona, not giving any more F's about brand fidelity or staying on brand, however that applies to you, or doing anything that ultimately is just a capitulation to the demands of other people. The 12th house can also be our personal craft, and yes, also a very spiritual space. It rules things like our spiritual practice as well as things like magic. And when we have the North Node in our 12th house, it's a lesson to see where we have a chance to actually grow and excel by enjoying a little bit more of the sharing aspect of the things that we actually either protect from the public or we want to protect the public from, because we might not think other people can handle it, but they actually can do better than that. The South Node is in your 6th house. The South Node is our crutch. It's the thing that we lean on. It's the thing that we do instead of grow. It's where we go to play it easy, to play it safe, and it does not actually help our spiritual growth. It's just sort of the way we cut corners in life. And when we think about the South Node of the 6th house, well, that is giving in to other people, isn't it? It's winning over people by giving them what they want. It's not being true to ourselves. It's capitulating to peer pressure, looking and seeing, well, what do people want me to do? What do people want me to act like? What do people think I should do for their sake? And so Venus is actually lending support to both areas. It's going to be up to you to decide if you're going to be brave enough to apply it to the truth about who you are, or if you might be tempted to sell out a little bit. Guess what I think you should do? And you decide what your free will is, though. Okay, don't worry too much about it. It's just there. Something to think about, though. A fulfillment. An examined life is the only life worth living. I'll just put it that way. So, before we move on to the cards, I do want to remind everyone that I'm aware that we do have a Mercury retrograde going on this month. It's actually happening later on this week, but I did cover it in the February monthly astrology horoscopes on my Patreon, and if you're interested in signing up for that, open up the down bar below and go check it out. It's only $1 minimum to have access to the monthly astrology horoscopes, as well as the live chats that I do, and a bunch of other media that have gone up there as well, so check it out. So what is going on when it comes to your cards in general? Well, for the spiritual side of things, the non-physical, let's talk about your themes. Well, your big theme is the Queen of Swords in reverse, and this is a week where we need to take a step back and see where personal missions, especially those that have to do with things like hurt, or things like unfinished business, the seeking of closure, the seeking of resolution, could actually be getting in the way of the best interest of all concerned, including you. It's sort of a week where a lot of you Leo people will have to go, holy crap, is there maybe a chance that, whether within myself or somebody close to me on my journey, is bringing in a vendetta, maybe, for other people, maybe they're just looking for closure, maybe they're on a personal mission, or maybe a lot of what they're choosing to do now, how they're living their life, or maybe if it's you, how I'm living my life, is really just more about my past. Because with the Queen of Swords reversed, there is a focus on the past, and we usually see an energy that is a bit distorted. The Queen of Swords reversed is a smart person, a very, adept person, but they are obsessed with maybe getting the last word. They're obsessed with getting closure on their terms. They will not move forward in their life until they can go get some final shots in, or get closure according to their script, or get resolution according to a very specific set of criteria and parameters. And the Queen of Swords reverse is saying this week for your spiritual themes, watch out if that is an energy that is being carried by, maybe a community that we're in, maybe ourselves, maybe other people. It's clashing with the actual mission that you're working on. It's actually going to compete with what you're working with. And that's a tough spot to be. Is my desire to close this door a specific way actually hurting my chances to have the thing that I wanted? Right? There's a moment we all have to look at. What are we doing? Where are we actually putting our energy here? And I think that that's not just you. I mean, that's a very strong energy that's going on in the stars right now as well. That Saturn-Pluto conjunction energy is still very, very strong. A lot of the collective is kind of working on, look, you have to move on with your life. The mission is what matters. No one has time for vendettas. Nobody really should be trying to script closure, and we don't always get resolution the same way. And so this week you're just going to be noticing some themes in your interactions with people. Where do you need to step back and focus on the greater good? When it comes to the influx, we have the Three of Cups upright, and a lot of you Leo people are drawing in a fresh crowd, or a lot of fresh new faces into your space. Now, this could absolutely include people in your life that are already there, but we have contemporaries showing up. We have people coming in that are on your level. And we have to, again, make sure that we understand that this is a chance to create a strong sense of contemporaries that are working with us. We are here to help each other out. we mutually support each other. We're not all driven by personal journeys and, in egoic investments in the past and all of this kind of stuff. The Three of Cups is about getting everyone who's serious about seeing something grow, seeing something succeed, and sharing that with their closest people. And of course, we can't do that if there are people around who are still focusing on, well, the only reason I'm here is I'm on a personal journey, and it's, there's a reason I got to do this, and I'm all by myself. That's not going to work this week. Nobody should be bringing that to a circumstance like this. You have a chance to not worry about what other people do, say, or think, because when we're drawing people in that have all achieved a certain level of personal mastery, you actually don't need to worry about where everyone is in that space. Who can handle what, and who's prepared for what, and who can do what it takes. The Three of Cups upright moving in is a perfect complement to this outflux of the Magician. The Magician energy is going away. You're no longer the only one in your social group or among your friends or your family or your work crew, your spiritual group, or maybe just no longer alone in general, who's doing what you're doing at your performance level, at your level of proficiency. You've got contemporaries coming your way. You've got more equals coming your way, which means everyone is going to be able to start focusing on the present and moving forward, because they're all capable of being there without constantly looking over their shoulder at their past or trying to hijack a situation towards their personal journey. Very, very nice. When it comes to the bottom row here, right, the mundane, for your material concerns, we actually have the Seven of Cups in reverse. I see a lot of you Leo people doing some very smart, very sensible reduction this week. In fact, the Seven of Cups reversed is a commitment to a new work ethic, or a commitment even to a new job, a new project, maybe a new assignment, a new work kind of detail or job description that is going to allow you the freedom and the opportunity to allocate all of your personal resources to something that not only really matters to you, but actually will deeply pay off in the short term and in the long term. For finances, the Seven of Cups reverse can indicate a reduction of expenditures and even an opportunity to take on something that allows us to reduce our obligations or our workload because of the level of resources it returns to us. The amount of money it gives back means we don't have to work as hard. So very, very good week financially. On the external, no surprise, we've got the Nine of Cups upright. We have the perfect group, the perfect opportunity, the perfect people starting to gravitate towards you. This week is all about you finding people at your proficiency level, equals once again. And the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups working together, this sense of community goes far beyond a sense of belonging or a sense of conformity. I feel like this week is going to ultimately bring people from a lot of diverse backgrounds that all still have the same soul level as you. And with the Nine of Cups upright, you're going to really feel that sense of, this is my crew, these are my people. And there is no unifying, I guess, thread that puts you all in the same spot. It's not like we're all doing the same job, or we all work in the same field, or we all have the same politics, or we all have the same religion, or we all have the same childhood. It's got none of that to it, which is good, because that means it's organic. It's not contrived. And it also means that we have a chance to really actually have more of a true sense of what soul family really is. And I'll be coming out with a video on that soon. When it comes to relationships with love and romance, we have the Star upright. And this is a week where there's a little bit now and a lot of it later. With the Star card upright, a lot of you Leo people are going to be finding out some bit of news, or maybe even get a head start on either a new chapter in an existing relationship or a new relationship. But we're just getting the appetizer this week. The Star card upright is about inspiration and new beginnings, but we do get a little more than just a fresh start with nothing to start with. The Star always gives us an appetizer. This could be maybe an opportunity to get a number, a first date, or maybe for those of you who are in current, in existing relationships, there could be something going on where we find out that you and a partner are actually able to sort of take the first steps towards a new place in our commitment, a new major goal. Something is a lot more near at hand than we could have thought. But the good news is with the star, we have something to affirm that now as we get started into seeing it fully pay off down the road. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.